but they actually ripped a hole in my net, and it actually comes with 4 cameras, and so I think that position.
Alright, here we go.
Hey, what's up, Aquamigos? How are you guys doing today? It's me, Tobias here, and if you saw my last video, you probably know that I've had raccoons visiting my ponds. And actually, if you follow me on Instagram, raccoons actually made a huge mess of my pool pond right here. Luckily, they weren't able to get any of my fish, but they actually ripped a hole in my net. All the net was like pulled into the pond. I'm not exactly sure how they got through because the hole, in my opinion, wasn't big enough for a raccoon to fit through. But I think what they were doing is they were lifting up the net and getting in this way. And then what I assume happened is that the raccoon or raccoons started freaking out because they weren't able to get out, and they totally knocked over my intake bay over there. They knocked over all my plant pots with the water lilies. This thing was all like over there. They even moved this filter, this mini filter pump that I have here, that was like pushed over to the side. They made a huge mess of everything. So I went ahead, put a new net on, and this time I actually added stakes to the net and hammered the stakes into the ground. So now I don't think they'll be able to get in. I have clamps going all the way around, and I'm finally going to install my surveillance camera system so that I can see them next time they get into the pond, or try to get into the pond. Hopefully they won't get in again. So we just got to go inside really quick, guys. This is the surveillance camera system right here. It's by the brand Uniarch. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and let's try to figure it out. Uniarch actually sent me this system for free, and it actually comes with 4 cameras and a DVR. Alright guys, so I pretty much just opened everything up. It looks like this entire box back here is filled with cables, and I do believe this is going to be a wired system. And this is what each camera looks like. It comes with, you know, the camera. There seems to be a connection coming from the camera that I'm assuming we will use to wire the camera to the DVR. And then it also comes with a little package of hardware for each camera. And then over here, of course, we have the DVR. In here, it looks like, what is this, a sticker? Yeah, I guess that's a sticker. And then of course the quick start guide. Oh, I forgot to mention, it actually also comes with this computer mouse right here. Interesting. Huh. Cool. Alright guys, so as you can see here, I just did a quick test setup with all the cameras. I just hooked up everything temporarily to figure out more or less how it works. But yeah guys, check this out. We have all the cameras right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The blank screens are where I could plug in additional cameras if I choose to buy additional cameras. But yeah, you could at least see that they're working. Check this out. I'm gonna walk in front of these. You can see my feet down there. So the install of this camera system is going to be a bit more involved than I thought it was going to be, but here's what I'm thinking. I think I want to have one camera out here looking at both ponds. Like, I'm probably gonna put it up here somewhere so that it can get kind of like just this entire area. And then I'll probably do another camera, I don't know exactly where, but maybe like closer to this side off the roof that mostly focuses like down on the inside of the pond. So once I do get the nice big koi fish, you know, I'll be able to see them on camera. I think that'll be really cool. So that'll be 2 of the cameras, and I have 2 more. So I think I'm gonna put one out here, just kind of like looking out of the front door. We already have like a ring camera, but like maybe we'll have another one up here kind of looking more out towards the street. And then I think we'll have one more up here somewhere on the top of the house, also looking out to the street. The thing that's gonna make all of this like a little bit difficult is that these are, oh, I know Rico. Rico, you want to be on the camera? But the thing that's gonna make this whole install like kind of difficult is that these are all wired cameras, so we're going to have to run the cables like through the walls. We're probably going to have them go up into the attic, and then we're going to have the cables come through the wall to where this TV is, and then we'll have the DVR set up like underneath the TV right there. So yeah, running these cables is definitely going to be the most difficult part of this install. So this is going to take a bit longer than I thought. So once I figured this all out, I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and continue this. Hey, what's up, Aquamigos? So it's the next day now and I'm ready to get these cameras installed, and luckily my dad's going to help me out today. And I just had a new idea. Before I disconnect all of these cameras, I'm going to take 2 of the cameras outside, still plugged into the DVR and everything. I'm going to take them outside and around to the pond so that we can see on the TV exactly where the camera is looking before we screw them in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one of these and then I should be able to just take that outside. Alright guys, so we're kind of doing a test run with one of the cameras. My dad's out there holding it up. We have the wire going all the way outside. Have it going just along the floor. I'm not totally sure about that positioning. Probably have to try something else. And we already did try putting another camera kind of over there on the roof looking down this way, and that one worked out perfectly fine. So this is gonna be like the second pond camera. So here we are guys, we're testing the camera out in a different location now. So yeah, like right there is pretty good. So let's go take a look inside. Oh yeah, this is way better. And the other camera that the other place we tried testing out a camera was a little bit more to the side and it got more of the right side of the pond. So I think this is perfect. So we're gonna get kind of like the left side and the right side. So I think that positioning is perfect. Now he's gonna get the 3/4 inch hole saw and drill a hole right behind the bracket of the camera so we can run the cables right behind that piece of wood. We're not even gonna have them come down. They do leave a little space in the camera right here for the cables to come down, but we're not even gonna use that. We're just gonna have the cables go directly behind the camera into the wood. All right, there we go guys. That took forever to do because this wood is so strong. Some of you might remember how difficult of a time I had screwing in those solar lights over there. This wood is like really tough. So while I was getting the screwdriver, my dad already kind of put the camera up there and hand tightened some of the screws. And then if you look over here, the wire's coming straight through the wood. Yeah, we're gonna see where we can put that wire. We're thinking maybe we could run it through these holes up here into the roof, but we gotta see. And I'm just standing around watching. Keep up the good work, Dad. All right, guys, we got one camera fully installed. And then, of course, we have the cables going right behind. Perfect. Looks so good. All right, here we go, guys. Camera number 2. This is one of those episodes where I'm just standing around with my hands in my pockets. When it comes to, like, stuff with the house, my dad prefers to do that stuff by himself because he wants to make sure that it's done, like, up to his standard. Alright guys, so both our drill batteries died, so we're waiting for them to charge up. So we gotta take a little break and then we'll come back out and finish that up. Alright guys, so my dad and I, we were just up in the attic of the house and we're figuring out a way to run the wires up through the attic. We're probably going to run them through these holes right here. All right guys, so here's our plan for running the wires. We taped the wires, or the wire, it's 2 wires in one. We taped it to this PVC pipe and my dad's gonna stick it through that hole that I showed you, and I'm gonna go up there and I'm going to try to receive the pipe with the wires on the other side. And yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do right now. We gotta be careful to only step on the beams. If we step on these parts, we'll probably go straight through the ceiling of the house. All right, here we go. Ah, I see it. All right. Can you go a little further? All right, I'm almost there. All right, I got it. Yeah. Woo. Ah.
This one just turned.
Alright guys, hopefully that GoPro footage came out okay, but basically, as you saw, I was pulling the pipe through with the cable. Now we went ahead and attached the other cable from the second camera. My dad's gonna stick that up. I'm gonna go retrieve it on the other side. I'm not gonna record it this time, but it's gonna be exactly the same thing that I just did with the first camera's cable. We're going back in. All right guys, whew, it is literally like 100 degrees up there, but Pretty much the problem is I gotta disconnect a cable inside the house. Pretty much the problem we're having, guys, is that the cable that we need to push these new cables through, the hole's too small. But there's a cable down here that if I unplug it and we push it back up, we should be able to fit the camera cables through. And this cable's smaller, we should be able to pass that one through as well as the camera cables after we have the camera cables through. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. All right, I think you could pull it up now. All right, looks like we gotta drill it a little bigger. Got it. Hey, what's up, Aquamigos? So it's actually the next day now, and of course we didn't finish this. This took so much time, but the cameras that we mounted yesterday, I just went ahead and plugged them in just to make sure that they work. And here they are, guys. We're looking at the pond outside right now, right there and right there. We still need to set up the other two cameras, which we're going to do today, and we're also going to finish running these cables through the wall so that, you know, they're not making a huge mess on the floor. Ooh, it's bright out here. So the first thing we got to do, guys, is we got to figure out where exactly we're gonna put the cameras. And we're going to have to kind of figure out what the best way to have the cables come into the house are. So let me just show you guys real quick. I think we're going to have one out here by the front door, probably like up in this area. And then the other one will be out here, kind of more looking out to the street, like up there, probably way up there. So just gonna take a look up in the attic. Oh, my dad's already up here. What are you thinking, Dad? So there's been a slight change. We're gonna put this one looking down basically like that. We're gonna have it almost, yeah, it's gonna be just like that. So it's gonna be looking at the front door. So this should be perfect. All right, guys, so as you saw, we changed the original placement of where we wanted that front door camera. We're gonna get more of like a, I guess, a forward facing view of the front door instead of like a outward facing view, because we're gonna have an outward facing view from the front of the house. So we didn't really need two. So yeah, here's the hole where we're going to feed that wire through. So where that light's coming through, that's the hole right there where we're going to pull that wire through. Alright, guys, I'm going to show you a little demonstration of how we make the camera so that we're able to tilt it vertically up and down instead of only side to side. So we're just going to go in here, loosen this screw right here. That should be good enough, and then we can tilt the camera, or I should say rotate the camera about 90 degrees. And then I'll just go ahead and tighten that screw. And then to tilt it up and down, you just loosen this screw, and now we can tilt the camera up and down. We're just making some measurements to figure out where we're going to put the camera exactly. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and pull. Yep. All right, guys, now we're gonna feed the wires down into the house. The hole is somewhere down there. There we go. All right, guys, now we have all our cables coming down. This white one, that's for the TV. But yeah, we got all the cables right here. All right, guys, so we're almost finished. The thing about setting up these cameras, and I think this is probably the reason most people go for like Wi-Fi security cameras, like Ring security cameras, like stuff like that. It's because setting up the hardwired cameras is very time consuming. Setting up the camera system itself, it's very straightforward, it's pretty simple. But the hard part is concealing all those wires. It's not that it's hard, it's just very time consuming. With Wi-Fi cameras, it's pretty simple. You just set them up wherever you want, connect them to your Wi-Fi, and you're done. But the reason that I've always wanted like hardwired security cameras is because, like, say the Wi-Fi goes down or something, or like somebody scrambles your Wi-Fi, the cameras are useless. The thing about these ones is that it doesn't matter if the internet goes down, the cameras are still going to be recording. And also you might say, oh, but what if the power goes down? If the power goes down, yeah, then the cameras won't work. But what you could do is have a backup battery generator connected to your cameras. I remember back in the day, like, we used to have those hooked up to our computers so that if the power would go down, our computers would stay on and you wouldn't lose whatever you were working on. So kind of the same thing with these cameras. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing. But basically, the next step is we're going to have to drill through the wall down there where you see that cable coming out from the other side. Rico, are you okay, Rico?
You just need to go more to the left.
More to the
I
left.
think it's not straight.
Oh, I think, did I make
Did
it?
it? Oh, yeah, it looks like it did.
All right, let's go see. All right, did we make it? Nice. We made it. So now we got to attach our cables to that wire and we can pull them through to the other side of the wall. Well, actually, I guess we got to get them through this hole first and then we can attach them to that wire and pull them through. All right, guys, we just about finished. We got all the wires through. Check this out. Here they are. They're all coming through. We gotta vacuum that up. And then we'll go ahead, push the TV back against the wall, and we'll plug them all into the DVR. All right, guys, good news. We're finished. Basically finished, at least. Pawn camera number 1, pawn camera number 2, and then the front door camera, and then the street view, which we gotta trim some of these bushes so they're not covering the camera. I'll probably do an update on one of my pawn build videos, but for this video, that's going to be it. I still need to add the hard drive, which I do need to buy separately, and then I do have ports for 4 more cameras, so I could add more cameras if I want, so I'm gonna think about that as well. Yeah, running those wires was definitely the hardest part. Huge shout out to my dad for helping me do this. I couldn't have done it without him, or if I did try to do it without him, it would have taken me like 3 times as long, maybe 10 times as long. But anyways, if you guys are interested in buying one of these security camera systems for yourself, I'll go ahead and put the link for it down in the description below. Once again, a huge shout out for Uniarch for sending me this. I really do appreciate that. And if you did like this video, or if it helped you out with your own security camera system, I'd really appreciate it if you went down there and gave this video a like. That would help me out so much. If you would like to see more of my videos in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also that bell notifications button. I'll go ahead and put my Instagram right here so you can follow me there, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Peace.